morning, baby. Happy Friday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a few minutes, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya. That's spelled Shakenya. And hit subscribe. Look at some of the videos. I advise at least 3. And if you see something you like, go on and share it. Share all 3. Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt nobody. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's gonna go down your timeline. Before you know it, it's gonna be gone. You're gonna forget that you ever did that. But I tell you, if you share 1, it's gonna prompt you to want to share 2, 3. It might even get you to want to come to my page and see what else I'm doing and what else I'm talking about. Yeah. Hey, Terry, good morning. So, guys, first of all, before we get started, I want y'all to say happy birthday to my little cousin, Lele. Yo. Lele is she's a special little person to me. Yeah, special little person. Yeah, and I'm no pun intended calling her little because she is short in stature for her age, but she has such a big personality. She's a beautiful little girl. Yep, young lady. Excuse me, young lady. But let me tell you, it's a little backdrop behind that. Her mama is my little sweetie pie. That's my first cousin. So when she was pregnant in labor, actually, with little Lele, I was outside the door with my husband at the time. And every time she hollered, my baby in my belly kicked. So my little cousin, and my baby are only 4 days apart. I know. And so they were supposed to be thick as thieves, I'll say. Yeah, because how we are as a family and the fact that we would go over there often to visit my aunt, they would see one another all the time. So it was like a little bond that they have created. And they actually had a few things in common. Not only the same age, not only the same sign, not only just 4 days apart for each other, but they like art. They like to draw. So for one of their birthdays, I took them to the art store so that they can get some art supplies. Like, I'm all about creativity when it comes to children. Like, their minds are, oh my God, they can absorb so much and retain so much. So you got to it's one of you out of the 2. Hey, Elijah, thank you. I will be there today to pick that up. Vitamin 7, I want to say, if I didn't say it correctly, you can say it in the tab so everybody that chimes in, they'll see that, okay? So I'm definitely going to get it and go try it. And thank you to everybody who shouted out to my hot flash post. Everybody gave a lot of helpful advice to help me get through this time. I guess 50 mean flashes. So it's like I'm getting through it. So yeah, thank you everybody, and thank you Elijah. Hope I said it right, Elijah Daniel Joseph. So guys, yeah, so they shared those little connections, So I took them to the art store so they can get them some little art supplies, and yeah, it was just a bond that should have been never unchanged, you know what I'm saying, as little cousins. So by him removing her from our life the way that he did, that's a relationship that never really got off the ground much, you know what I'm saying, like it should have been. Like, and my little cousin is a very good influence, positive influence. Like what I tell you, be careful with the influences that you have around your baby and the people that you bring around them. You're responsible for that. Yeah, all my family, ain't none of my family just slackers. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have learned from so many people, all women, different facets of life, different stages, different techniques, he robbed her of so much. When you pour those babies out those parents' lives, you rob them of so much. Just because you haven't healed, just because you haven't gotten over child trauma, just because you punish that child. That's what abuse does. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Yep. You either sexually abusing that baby, you either physically abusing that baby, you either emotionally abusing that baby, or you mentally abusing that baby. If you using manipulation techniques to force a child to turn on their parent, that's abuse. So you just look at it like you just removing that child because you don't want to deal with their ass no more. No. You should have managed that cooch a little bit better, because now that you got a baby by this individual, you got to deal with him. And same for you, brothers. You should have managed that penis a little bit better, because now that you got a baby by this lady, you got to deal with her. Ain't no removing her from the situation. And none of that. Yeah, y'all got to learn how to deal, period. So, yeah, when you got parents that don't do that. So, yeah, he robbed her of a lot, because my little cousin Lele is such a good girl. You understand what I'm saying? Children need that. They need positive influences. They need people to keep them on the right track, because there's so much out here to distract them. They need all the help they can get. They need a whole village. They need both sides of the family to keep them grounded and keep them. Yeah, so that's it. Say happy birthday to little Lele. And today's segment, guys, we're moving into the step-parent workshop. I know. I told y'all it was coming. Yes. Step-parents are our heroes. Yes. Because they typically step into a situation. They step into a situation and they play a certain role, right? But the role that they play is the other parent. I know. Take step off for a minute. The role they play is parent. Because they in the home with your children. They doing everything that you would have done if you were still in a relationship in that house. They pretty much probably just fit into that little puzzle piece, your spot. And they doing everything that you was doing. And they 9 times out of 10 probably doing everything you was supposed to do. That's why they there and you not. So step parents are our heroes. But you will be surprised when they come into the attitude adjustment program, how many step parents get overlooked. How many step parents get disrespected? How many step parents don't even get heard? They don't even have a say. Like, it's people that actually said with their own mouth in my meeting that they don't want them to discipline their child. I don't want him or her putting hands on my baby. But your baby over here, they up doing everything that you would do if that baby was at your house. Like if they were there for the weekend, that wife probably done got up and cooked for these kids. That wife probably got up and washed clothes and had them clothes laid out, got that baby dressed or whatever. Playing mama. Playing mama. And the same with dads. You got stepdad that done pulled up in and he doing everything, playing baseball with this baby, taking care of this baby. You mean to tell me they don't have the right to discipline this child if this child is out of order? Are you serious? No, we talk about that in the meeting. And these are all just my opinions. This workshop came from my mind. It's just my opinion, and we agree or disagree. We can agree to disagree. It don't matter to me. I'm just telling you what I feel. And what I feel is a step parent has every right to do everything that other parent would do. So if this child needs to be disciplined, this child needs to be mentored, this child got questions that need to be answered. Now, one thing I will say, step parents, and I shouldn't even have to say this, because chances are you married to their mama or their daddy, so therefore you know how they feel about certain subjects, you know how they feel about certain things. So stepping over their boundaries, I'm quite sure you wouldn't do that. But yeah, you got to check in with the parents and make sure that the language that you use is appropriate, the conversations and content that you have with their children are appropriate, and and even discipline. Remember I said, they should be able to discipline your child. That's something that should be talked about between you, the baby mama, and the baby daddy. Hey, Cherry, how you doing, baby? Hey, Harry, welcome to the party. Yeah, hey, Kevin, what up, though, baby? I ain't forgot about you, man. We got to hook up. I just been real busy, man. I got another contract, so I just kind of been running around. But we definitely going to link up. We got to meet halfway. So, okay, guys. Yep, step parents. Yep, the language got to be the same when y'all talking about what you're going to talk to them kids about, meaning that a step parent shouldn't object their opinion strongly onto this child if it's something that the other parent is not on board with. Like, y'all should all be on the same page when it comes to that baby. The biological mama and daddy and the step parents. Everybody that's involved got to be on the same page with that baby. So, yes, I feel like the step parent should be able to discipline your child if your child acts up. And then after that, you discipline that baby if that baby act up. But y'all all should be on the same page of the means of discipline. Yeah. If it's punishment, if it's put the baby in the corner, if it just have a conversation with this baby. Maybe I had that type of relationship with my girls. With my boys, I straight whooped ass. Just straight. When they got out of line, yeah, it was straight. Because they were boys. And women already knew I was at a disadvantage because a woman can't raise a boy to be a man. So therefore, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to keeping them in line and keeping you got to keep your foot on their neck, unfortunately. So I hated that I had to use physical discipline, but I did. Yeah. So with the girls, not so much so. Not so much so. By that time, I've had a couple jobs that had me out for training, for different methods on how to deal with children, how to deal with families. By me being a family service worker, it was like talking to them work. Talking to them work. Now, it did help that the boys were around, and the boys kind of, like the other day, one of them damn escape songs came on, something about the room with or downtown, whatever it was. And when Ken was little, she made a reference that Jay, my little brother, fussed at her and made her turn that song off. So now that she's grown, she was listening to the song the other day and listening to the words. She was like, oh my God. She went down there and gave him a hug and a kiss, and she said, thank you, because now I see why you didn't want me to listen to that record, you know. So yeah, even though I didn't have to use physical discipline, it was discipline there because the boys was always around them like a fortress. Because their job, remember I told you, I had to make sure kids know their role and know their job in the house. Their job was to protect us. They were men, so they knew, even though I wasn't a man and I couldn't physically tell them what to do to protect, they know you got to fight for us, you got to take a bullet for us, you got to shoot a bullet if you have to. If you got whatever it takes to protect us in this house, that's y'all role. That's what y'all have to do. So that's how they were, especially when it came to the little girls. They were very protective. Boys couldn't talk to her. Exactly how you feel a big brother should act towards his little sisters, that's who they were to them. So with that being said, I forgot what the damn I was trying to tell y'all, because it was a message at the end of that, and I might have to put it in a message thing, but I guess I'm gonna just wrap it up. Talked about Lele, talked about the step parents, talked about the role that the step parents play, the respect they should have. They should be able to discipline. Y'all should all be on the same page when it comes to discipline, whether it be physical, whether it be in the corner, whether it be, And I told you with the girls, all I had to do was talk to them. So yeah, with Kennedy, I think I only had to choke her up one time. And then I had a meeting at Vista Maria, and I took her to the meeting with me. I had her sitting out there in the lobby, thinking that she was about to get turned in. Meantime, I just had a meeting because I had the youth program. But she thought that she was about to be left there at Vista Maria, because everybody know what Vista Maria is. It's the Jedi mind trick. You got to play with kids sometimes. But yeah, after that, I didn't have no problems out of her. And then in turn, she helped keep the baby in line. Fix it, Jesus, because her role in the house was to be that example. You have to be the one. You have to be the one. She has to be able to look up to you. You have to, and sure enough, she did a good job. My Ken did a good job. I hate that he took that away from her. That was a relationship that she should have been able to keep and bond and be closer and tight-knit, because Kennedy did a good job watching over her. She did a good job being that example. Kennedy played basketball. My baby played basketball. Kennedy played volleyball. My baby played volleyball. Kennedy was getting good grades at school. My baby was getting good grades at school. Kennedy was getting perfect attendance awards. My baby was getting perfect attendance awards. It was a perfect situation. That's when I tell you my life was perfect and I was so happy. That's what it was. Yeah, it's all in the eye of the beholder. And in my eyes, it was perfect, right? So yeah, a lot of lives are ruined when you remove a child from a parent because you're mad, you're bitter. Yeah, it ruins relationships. It's abuse if you use manipulation techniques. Like if the child has no reason to hate their parent, meaning that they never beat them, they never molested them, they never pimped them out and sold them to people, they never had them in homeless out on the street, not being able to care for them. Like if that parent has done none of that, because those are only reasons they ain't abandoned that child. Those are some of the reasons that I can think of that you would probably want to distance a child from a parent. I can think of some, and even in those cases, I know people that have done that and they still got a relationship with their baby. Fix it, Jesus, to where I have none. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, because only you can. Because only you can. So therefore, yeah, it can be reasons why you would want to distance a child, but if a parent has not done that, and you force a child to have to leave their parent, you force them to hate them, you force your feelings onto them, that's abuse, baby. So that's it, y'all, for Coffee and Conversation. Yeah, we talked about the 6th week of the co-parenting workshop, and it was about step parents. And I'm out, guys. Enjoy your Friday. Mwah. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing, beautiful? I'm out, guys. Oh, wait, you talking to me. I even don't use the word step. Oh, that is beautiful, Cheryl. You're not supposed to, baby. You heard me say take it off. Take it off because they just a parent at the end of the day to your child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it should be a plus at the end of their name. So I'm out, baby. Y'all enjoy your day.